It's Sonnie coming at you from Mondolkiri, Cambodia. Good morning! It's the morning of the 18th and we are leaving Siem Reap. We are taking a van and we are heading to the mountains. So no city, we're going to the countryside and experiencing an entire new part of Cambodia. That's amazing! The bus ride today is going to be about 8 hours long. We're going up to the mountains that are north of Phnom Penh, which is the capital city of Cambodia. And we really don't have time to experience that or the coast this time around, so we're hoping the next time we come to Cambodia to do those two things. Don't worry, this is not the vehicle that we were taking for the 8-hour drive. This is the vehicle that was taking us to the van. During the drive, we got to see a really great diversity of landscapes as it got richer and more mountainous. I was really excited to see these cows. And we got to see a little bit of the weather diversity too. We're walking through a local market now and there's a lot of smells, there's a lot of sights, there's a lot of sounds, and all of it's very new. It's very cool. Yeah? Oh, they kill them right in front of you. Chicken. Oh, that's a goat head. Oh wow. It's a lot of meat. Oh, sorry. Tofu, that's good. Oh, there's snails. Are these eels?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
That shirt says I'm a cat. A lot of smells. In America, in the UK, in Australia, I tripped. In most first world countries, it really feels like there's a disassociation between the food that we eat and the animals that it comes from. And here, there doesn't seem to be that disassociation. And I actually really appreciate that. I think it is important to recognize where the meat that you eat comes from. The animals here seem to be treated better than in like factory farming situations or anything. But yeah, sometimes it's still kind of tough to see as a foreigner if you're not used to that. It's actually it's actually much more relaxed here. Like, people aren't seeing foreigners and shouting at us, you know, buy this much, this much, this much. So we can actually just walk around like slowly and observe more without constantly being asked if we wanted to buy anything. You may remember me mentioning this pizza place in 2 previous videos. One on the things that we ate in Cambodia, and the other when I was talking about fantastic memories while traveling. We're back in our hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. This motel was really interesting, to say the least. It had a lot of diverse and culturally rich statues. It is absolutely downpouring. We've been sitting here waiting in the hopes that it was gonna get lighter, because usually when it rains during the wet season, it only lasts like maybe a half hour. Sometimes it only rains for like 10 minutes. Sometimes it lasts for like an hour. This time, oh, we've been waiting, but it just keeps getting harder and harder. I think we're gonna have to venture out into this monsoon. It's crazy. So it's our last morning in Senmonorom, and I have some observations that I want to share with you guys. That's better. Because we're up in the mountains, we're at a higher altitude, we're in a different part of the country, it definitely rains more here during the wet season. Not only does it rain more often, but for longer durations. In Siem Reap, it would rain for maybe an hour at most, or it would have these, you know, short bursts of rain that you knew would pass in like 10 minutes and it was fine. But here, you don't necessarily know when it's gonna stop. And it rains way more. But luckily for us, it really didn't ruin any plans while we were trekking. It didn't affect anything, which was great. The people here, you get to know them better. You know, they're friendlier, or I can't say they're friendlier, but you have more of a chance to talk to them because there's less tourists here and you get to see more authentic life here, I would say. So I'm really glad that we got out of the city and got to come here and see this other side of Cambodia and the Cambodian people, because they're really wonderful. Joe says there's no massages here, so that's a negative. And what else? So yeah, we're going to places that are owned by locals, all the places that we've stayed and eaten and everything, and they're pretty much family owned, so you get to talk to all of them, talk to their kids, and really get to know them, and it's really lovely. Yeah, it's really nice to get out of the city, and you know, people aren't shouting at you to buy their stuff or trying to haggle with you, and it's way more relaxed. And you're surrounded by nature, so there's a ton of hiking around here. I definitely recommend coming here. If you do come here, I 100% recommend coming to the Bamboo Cafe, which is where we are now. There's a little yoga place right across with Lana. That's pretty cool, right above the Heffalump Cafe. And then there's the pizza place that we went to. That family is so lovely. And what's been really nice is when we're talking to people and we mention other places, you know, they all know each other, they're all friends with one another. There's a real huge sense of community here. The Bamboo Cafe and Mondolkiri Pizza, I definitely recommend going there. And I absolutely loved staying at the Nature's Lodge. I definitely recommend staying there. But what's been really interesting to me is that even though we have less tourists here and we're outside of the city, the quality of life, the overall quality of life here seems to be much higher than in the city, which I thought was really interesting, because you don't see as much poverty. The houses seem to be taken care of better, or they use better materials, better construction. Yeah, I kind of expected it to be the other way around, if I'm being totally honest. But no, this area has a really high quality of life here, and the people are just really happy, and it's really, really lovely to see. It's been great. I definitely recommend coming here if you take a trip to Cambodia. Thank you so much for watching. A special thanks to my patrons on Patreon, including FewGrain42, Kaz Avery, Miriam, David Smith, Stephen Gardner, Fine Ass Amy Fresh, and Jesta. Bye!